There we go. Oh, I feel it. If you're a curry fanatic in New York City, you can map out the city based on the best places to get your fix. For Jamaican in Flatbush, Indian Pakistani in Curry Hill, and in the East Village for Japanese in and around Little Tokyo. Japanese curry rice doesn't get as much shine in the US as ramen, but it's actually one of Japan's most popular comfort foods. To learn more about the dish, I'm headed to Suki, a new curry rice spot in the East Village, to dive deep into Japanese curry culture with my friend Rina Sawayama. Born in Japan and raised in London, Rina is a critically acclaimed singer, model, and artist, but most importantly, a curry head. Let's go! So I'm here with my friend Rina, and we're gonna try some Japanese curry at Suki, and I have to admit, I've never had Japanese curry before.
I can't believe that.
Can you give me kind of a rundown, a crash course of what is Japanese curry?
So Japanese curry is something that people make at home. It's like a staple in the Japanese household. You typically make it with these instant roux packets, which all have like honey and apples on the outside because it's quite sweet. It's as big as ramen, but you make it at home.
So you were born in Japan and then you moved to the UK when you were 5.
Yes.
As an immigrant, how important is it for food to be connected to your culture?
Immigrant families like might not show love in the same way that like non-immigrant families do, you know, like we don't get praised for stuff as much, but the food is always there, the love is always there through the food. And my mom used to pack like curry in these little tiny Tupperware boxes that used to just get really stained yellow, and I'd like as soon as I'd open it, I know that people would just be like, what is that? But you know, I like looking back now, I'm just like, that was just the best thing ever that my mom could have done for me. Yeah, I mean, yeah, food is love.
All right, before we eat, we're gonna toss it to Emmymade in Japan for a little crash course on Japanese curry.
Hi Jesleen, it's Emmy from Emmymade in Japan. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about kare rice, or Japanese curry. So kare rice falls under the umbrella of yoshoku, which in Japanese means kind of Western style food. It's believed that curry was introduced to Japan via Anglo-Indian naval officers that came to Japan in the mid-1800s to the late 1800s. It's tailored, of course, to the Japanese palate, a little bit sweeter and a little bit stewier and much saucier, but absolutely delicious. Almost every home cook has their version of kare rice, and most people use this. This is kare roux, and basically this is curry roux blocks that allow you to make kare rice super fast and easy. Sometimes people add shredded fresh apples, some people like to add a little bit of honey, coconut milk, even cheese. So all those little additions kind of customize your kare rice. And this is what the curry roux looks like. It's traditionally served alongside some plain white rice, and the most basic and traditional form contains pieces of chicken, carrots, potatoes, onions, and this glorious, luscious kare sauce. All right, ladies, I hope you found that useful. See you next time. Peace.
So first up, we have the classic chicken katsu curry. Suki uses dozens of spices in its curry recipe, including star anise, cardamom, fenugreek, and nutmeg. The curry is simmered for 4 hours and then left to rest for days before serving. It's then paired with white rice and a panko-crusted chicken cutlet.
Obviously, the chicken katsu is breaded, so we want to keep it as like dry and crispy as possible.
Okay.
So this is why it's been separated. So we just want to get it.
Okay.
And just pour it on top. Ready?
On the rice or on the chicken? Or
Both?
No, both?
Yeah.
In the middle?
Okay, let's go for it.
You go first and then
Okay.
I'll follow. Oh yeah, that's
Oh
thick.
my god.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
That is like porn. Yay, Kadai Ice. That is so good. You say what I'm saying, but it's quite sweet, right?
So the difference between this and like the Indian curries that I've had, it's definitely thicker, got a gravy vibe, and sweeter, yeah, for sure. There's a lot of like heavy spices that are very savory with the Indian one, but this one has like a very soft way in my mouth. I like it. So can you tell me a little bit about the katsu here? I know that Japan is into the fried chicken. We have karage, then we have the katsu. What's the fascination with the fried chicken?
In Japan, at Christmas, you eat KFC on Christmas Day. Like, you have to pre-book it months in advance. I don't know what it is. I definitely think it's an American influence. In Japan, the food tends to be like the main dish, which is quite savory, but then you'd have the rice on the side to balance it all out. It's all about like the depth of flavor rather than like it hitting you right in the face. But this is amazing. It's just like, it takes you on a little journey. It's sweet, it's savory, it's crispy. I'm happy.
Next up, we have Suki's curry ramen. The curry sauce here is kicked up a notch with a splash of dashi and a sprinkle of kelp. And then the bowl is topped with pieces of shrimp.
I don't know if this is true, but I feel like a lot of Japanese food, especially, it's based on what you can do with the leftovers of a specific dish. So maybe on Monday you'll have curry, and then you have a bit of leftover curry. So then you add the broth in and then make curry udon or ramen.
Okay.
And there's a phrase in Japanese which is called mottainai, and it means like it's wasteful. So you try and use up everything you can.
I like that.
And I feel like this is a perfect example. Are you ready to slurp?
I'm ready to slurp. I love to slurp.
Good. Itadakimasu. Smells so good. It's still got that sweetness from the curry rice that we had earlier. The broth is amazing. Usually I get really like pissed off when people change the original, like, you know, from curry udon.
So usually it's with udon. Is it because it's a thicker noodle and then it just sets with the curry better, or?
I remember when I was younger, I watched this like little feature, like documentary on the science of curry udon. There is like a way that the curry like wraps itself around the udon, and so it's like the best eating experience. I don't know. Actually, I feel like the ramen like captures so much broth. I think it's like actually a perfect vessel.
Last but not least, we have yaki curry. Rice and dry curry are baked in a casserole dish with a thick layer of cheddar, mozzarella, and Colby cheese melted on top.
You can't even see the curry underneath. There's so much cheese. This has truffle oil on top.
Oh my God.
Right? It's my favorite thing ever. It's amazing. Let's go. I've never tried this before.
Okay.
I didn't even know this dish existed. Oh my God. You break through and then you get like that hit of savory and then that really intense smell of truffle, and then it's like, again, like slightly sweet curry that's mixed in with the rice. Oh!
So we've had a few dishes, and I want to know, what are the common misconceptions about Japanese food?
I would say that it's expensive. Whenever I've had Japanese food, it's always cheap, and you can eat cheap and you can eat well.
So you can eat on a budget.
You really can. Stop going to Jiro. That's not what people eat. Go to convenience stores, get yourself onigiri, get yourself little natto maki, get yourself some aojiru, and just eat it. You're so good for the rest of the day.
What are some misconceptions about being an Asian woman? Like, I feel like I've dealt with so much bullshit with trying to prove that I'm brown enough, but I'm also just this human.
There's a lot. I think the main one for me as a Japanese woman is the kawaii thing. You know, I think the word kawaii has been totally like misappropriated. That's something I use for my dog. You know, I say my dog is kawaii. Or like I look at like Hello Kitty and I think that's kawaii. I think it really did put Japanese women in a light that is tokenizing, sort of infantilizing and objectifying.
So thank you, Rina, for joining me and eating with me. You can check out Rina's new single, Cherry, on all platforms. And thank you, Suki, for letting us eat here and enjoying the meals. It was great.
ごちそうさまでした。